Hello everybody, welcome to KPIS Delhi's CARE initiative, Current Affairs through Reverse Engineering. Team KPIS Delhi and its integrated campus wishes its student fraternity a very happy Women's Day and a very happy Shivratri. May you all shine bright each day with your work. These are the articles that we'll be seeing today. Man-animal conflicts. What is the context? The context is that Kerala government declared man-animal conflict as a state-specific disaster. That is the context. And what is its impact? With the declaration of man-animal conflict as the state-specific disaster, the onus to deal with such conflicts shifts from Forest Department, which operates under Wildlife Protection Act, to the State Disaster Management Authority. All right, did you understand this point? So the onus to deal with such conflicts has shifted from the Forest Authority, which functions under Wildlife Protection Act, to the State Disaster Management Authority. And Kerala is the first government or the first state in the country to declare man-animal conflict as a state-specific disaster. This is the major impact. And secondly, the State Disaster Management Authority will be able to take quicker and more decisive action. All right. Now, some basics about State Disaster Management Authority. Who heads this one? It is the Chief Minister of the state. And there is also district level disaster management body. And who heads this one? It is the District Collector. Okay. And when once a conflict or a disaster is declared as a state-specific disaster, the State Disaster Management Authority, as I mentioned, will be able to take speedy decisions. Why will it be able to take speedy decisions? Because this authority has the power to take actions overriding all other norms, including those under the Wildlife Protection Act. Okay, so it has overriding powers. Section 72 of the Disaster Management Act states that the provisions of this act will have an overriding effect on any other law during the specific period that a disaster has been declared. All right? So this is the impact. One is the onus that is shifting to State Disaster Management Authority. Second one, it can take speedy decisions. Why will it be able to take speedy decisions? It is because of Section 72 of which act? Of the Disaster Management Act. All right, and we have seen who is heading these bodies. What does Section 72 say? The Section 72 says that the provisions of the Disaster Management Act will have an overriding effect on any other law during the specific period that a disaster has been declared. All right, so these are some points, and we'll see some tidbits. That is, in the year 2015, Odisha had declared snake bite as a state-specific disaster. And in 2020, Kerala also declared COVID as a state-specific disaster. All right, and additionally, heat waves, sunburn, sunstroke, coastal erosion have also been declared as state-specific disasters in the previous years. All right. You should also know about another point, that is Operation Thunderbird. What is it? It is a Wildlife Crime Control Bureau and Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change coordinated operation in India to fight against wildlife crime. And you should also know that there is a action plan, that is National NWAP, National Wildlife Action Plan 2017 to 2031 in place, and it is a dedicated chapter focused on managing, it has a dedicated chapter focused on managing the human-wildlife conflict. All right. Consider the following statements. Kerala, after Karnataka, is the second state in India to make man-animal conflict as a state-specific disaster. This is wrong because Kerala is the first state to do so. All right, when one is gone, which of the above statements E's are correct? When one is gone, A is gone, C is also gone, 2 is common. So just read the third statement. What is it saying? Odisha had declared snakebite a state-specific disaster in 2015. This is also correct. So D is the answer. All right. Now, consider the following statements in respect to trade-related analysis of flora and fauna in commerce. That is traffic. It was given in UPSC 2017. Now, traffic is a bureau under United Nations Environment Program. No, this is wrong. Now, let us see some basics about traffic. It was formed in the year 1976. It is a NGO and it is a coordinated effort of IUCN and WWF. All right, and it is headquartered in Cambridge, UK, and it is world's largest wildlife trade monitoring network. These are some basics. So it is not a bureau under UNEP. This is wrong. Okay, traffic is to ensure that the trade in wildlife, plants and animals is not a threat to conservation of nature. This is correct. So which of the above statements is correct? It is statement 2. India at WTO Trade Conference. The context is that India participated in the 13th WTO Ministerial Conference held from February 26 to March 2nd in 2024 in Abu Dhabi. This location is also important for state PSC examinations. All right. And India has succeeded in blocking a proposal led by China to include investment facilitation and trade-related discussions. And this move was supported by other global South nations, prevented the inclusion of non-trade issues in the WTO agenda. All right. Now coming to the static part about WTO. First, you should know that it is not a UN body. That you have to be very, very clear. Okay? It is not a UN agency. So please be very careful. Okay? And coming to the basics part, it is headquartered in Geneva, Switzerland. It follows a policy called One Country, One Vote. And WTO's formal establishment happened in the year 1994, where 123 nations signed the Marrakesh Agreement. Okay, concluding the Uruguay round. What are the reports that WTO produces? One is the World Trade Report, its annual report, and the other one is Goods Trade Barometer Index. After its formation in the year 1994, the first ministerial conference happened in Singapore in the year 1996, and this is the 13th ministerial conference, right? Last year, in 2022, the 12th ministerial conference happened in Geneva, Switzerland. Okay, and this year it is the 13th ministerial conference. Consider the following statements with reference to WTO. The dispute settlement mechanism of the WTO is responsible for resolving trade and bilateral defense disputes between member countries. It is only resolving trade disputes, not bilateral defense disputes. So this is wrong. WTO was established in 1947 under Article 17 of the Understanding on Rules and Procedures Governing the Settlement of Disputes. This is absolutely absurd because WTO officially commenced its operations on Jan 1st, 1995 in accordance with the 1994 Marrakesh Agreement that I mentioned. And this Marrakesh Agreement replaced the GATT. What is GATT? General Agreement on Tariffs and Trade. Okay, so GATT to WTO happened with the Marrakesh Agreement and the Uruguay round. Alright, so this is wrong. WTO's headquarters is located in Geneva, Switzerland. This is correct. Geneva is in Switzerland, right? So this is correct. Which of the above statements is correct? It's only the third statement. Now, the terms agreement on agriculture, agreement on the application of sanitary and phytosanitary measures, and peace clause appear in news frequently in the context of affairs of. These are all terms related to WTO. All right. Sweden officially joins NATO after completing its accession process. This is the context, and Sweden has now become the 32nd member of the NATO alliance. And why did it join? Sweden's decision to join NATO follows the 2022 invasion of Ukraine by Russia, which led to increased security concerns in Europe. See, if you look at the location of Sweden, which is also important for prelims, Sweden shares its border with the Baltic Sea. All right. North Sea is here, Norwegian Sea is here, Barents Sea is here. Please remember this. And Sweden's accession to NATO is significant as it provides NATO with strategic advantages, particularly in terms of encircling the Baltic Sea. Except the area under Russia, it provides this advantage. Okay, some basics about NATO. NATO is also known as North Atlantic Treaty, and it was a military alliance. It is still a military alliance established by the North Atlantic Treaty, also known as the Washington Treaty of April 1949. Okay, and NATO is committed to the peaceful resolution of disputes, and if diplomatic efforts fail, it has the military power to undertake crisis management operations. And according to Article 5 of Washington Treaty, the crisis management operations are carried out under the Collective Defense Clause, that is Article 5 of the NATO or Washington Treaty. There is also a term called NATO Plus. What is NATO Plus? NATO Plus refers to a potential security arrangement involving NATO plus 5 treaty allies of US. What are those 5 countries? Australia, New Zealand, Japan, Israel, and South Korea. And this NATO Plus concept aims to enhance global defense cooperation and address the strategic competition against China. And is India a part of NATO alliance or something? No, because India has firmly said that NATO template does not apply to India, and India believes that it is capable of countering any Chinese aggression on its own. Consider the following statements with respect to NATO. Recently, Sweden officially joined the NATO, becoming the 31st member of the alliance. It is not 31st, it is 32nd. Finland was 31st member. Okay, Sweden is 32nd. NATO's main headquarters are located in Mons, USA. See, before 1967, it was headquartered in London and Paris. Now it is headquartered, after 1967, it was shifted. It is in Brussels. Okay, so this is wrong. Article 27 of NATO's charter says that if one member is attacked, all others should come into its defense. This is not Article 27, it is Article 5. Article 5. It is called the Collective Defense Clause. What is Collective Defense Clause? If one member of NATO is attacked, all others should come to its defense. Alright, so which of the above statements is correct? None of them is right. With reference to NATO, consider the following statements. It is a military alliance established by Washington Treaty. Yes, this is correct. NATO has never invoked Collective Defense Clause. This is wrong because Article 5, which is also the Collective Defense Clause, was invoked following the 9/11 attacks on World Trade Center in the US. Alright, so this is wrong. A is the answer. Kerala launched India's first government-backed OTT platform. The context is given, and what is its name? Its name is C Space. And what is the purpose of the C Space platform? It aims to deliver a unique blend of informative plus entertaining content tailored for the masses. Okay, now some basics about OTT platform. OTT stands for over the top. All of you know the full form, right? Over the top, and it refers to a direct to consumer platform that delivers media content such as movies, TV shows, and music directly to the viewers over the internet. And this OTT platform or these OTT platforms bypass traditional broadcast, cable, and satellite television platforms. And what are the examples of OTT platforms? Netflix is one example. Disney Plus Hotstar is one example. Prime Video, YouTube TV. Okay. And in the year 2022, the central government notified the Information Technology Intermediary Guidelines and Digital Media Ethics Code Rules 2021 to regulate OTT platforms. And the C space is managed by Kerala State Film Development Corporation, which is a state-owned company entrusted with the promotion of Malayalam cinema and industry. Consider the following statements. Recently, Kerala Flix OTT platform is officially launched by Kerala's Chief Minister. No, it is not Kerala Flix. It is C space. Okay, so this is wrong. Which of the above statements E's are correct? When 1 is gone, A is also gone, D is also gone. 2 is common, so you don't need to read 2. Third statement, the OTT rules 2021 mandate social media platforms to exercise greater diligence with respect to the content on their platforms. It is not OTT rules, it is IT rules. Under that, IT rules of 2021, under that, social media platforms were mandated to exercise greater diligence with respect to content on their platforms. So this is wrong, which means this is gone. B is the answer. Okay. Now, in India, which of the following review the independent regulators in sectors like telecommunications, insurance, electricity, etc.? See, there are sectors, there are regulators, and the question is asking who will review the independent regulators. Okay. The options are ad hoc committees set up by the parliament. If you do not know if the first option is correct or not, just come to the second one. Parliamentary department related standing committees. Yes, because there are 24 departmental related standing committees, and these committees are ministry specific and may review the working of regulators within their respective departments, right? So 2 is right, which means B is gone, C is also gone, so you have to choose between 1 and 5. Come to the fifth one, Niti Aayog. See, Niti Aayog has a function which is advisory in nature, and they do not review the functioning of any regulator. So this is gone. In between ad hoc committees set up by the parliaments and Niti Aayog, which one will review the regulators? Just find the near one. So it is the first one, right? So A is the answer. It's not D. International Women's Day 2024. International Women's Day is annually celebrated on March 8th, right? And it is a global celebration to recognize the social, economic, cultural, and political achievements of women. And this year's theme is Invest in Women, Accelerate Progress. Get it in the right spirit, okay? Don't make fun of this one. This campaign theme for this year is to inspire inclusion, okay? And coming to the origin and significance of Women's Day, it has origins in the early 20th century, stemming from the labor movements in North America and Europe. The first national, not international, National Women's Day was observed in the United States on February 28th in the year 1909. It was organized by Socialist Party of America to commemorate the 1908 garment workers' strike in New York. Okay, and the idea of International Women's Day was proposed by Clara Zetkin at the International Women's Conference in Copenhagen in 1910. So officially it was celebrated from the year 1911. All right, so these are some prelims points that we've seen. Consider the following statement with reference to International Women's Day 2024. The theme designated by the United Nations for 2024 is Invest in Women, Accelerate Progress. This is correct. The idea of International Women's Day was proposed by Clara Zetkin at the International Women's Conference in Copenhagen in 1910. This is also correct. So both the statements, they're asking you the correct statement, right? So both 1 and 2 are right. Now, which of the following gives the Global Gender Gap Index ranking to the countries of the world? We've already seen this in the previous sessions of CARE. However, I will repeat that because this is a very, very important theme. World Economic Forum. World Economic Forum was established in the year 1971 and it is headquartered in Geneva, Switzerland. And what are the other reports that this particular organization releases? One is the Global Risk Report, Global Gender Gap Report, Inclusive Development Index. Then you have Travel and Tourism Competitiveness Index, Future of Production, okay, Future of Production, Future of Jobs Report, and Global Competitiveness Report, Regional Risk. The eighth one is Regional Risk for Doing Business, Regional Risks for Doing Business Report. All right. Niti Aayog's Digital Public Infrastructure Platform. This is the context. The context is mentioned in the heading itself. So, Niti for States. Niti for States is the name for the digital public infrastructure platform, and it is for policy and governance. All right. What is it? It is a platform that holds or hosts knowledge products on spanning 10 sectors. What are those 10 sectors? Agriculture, education, energy, health, livelihoods, skilling, manufacturing, MSME, tourism, urban areas, water resources, WASH. What is WASH? Water, sanitation and hygiene. Okay, so these are the 10 sectors, and these 10 sectors are spread across two themes. What are those two themes? That is gender and climate change. Okay, so these are some basics, and you should also understand that it's a multi-sectoral live repository of 7,500 best practices, 5,000 policy documents, over 900 data sets, and it has 1,400 data profiles and 350 Niti Aayog publications on this platform. It has all these things, okay? And it is a user-friendly interface, and it is accessible through multiple devices including mobile phones, okay? And this particular platform will also support district collectors and block level functionaries by giving them access to innovative best practices across various states and union territories. I've just mentioned, right, it has 7,500 best practices. So district collectors and block level functionaries have the access. This particular platform will give them the access to innovative best practices across various states and union territories. All right. And you should also know about Viksit Bharat Strategy Room. This was also inaugurated, and this will enable visualization and engagement with insights, sharing of information and knowledge to enable effective in-person decision making. Okay, so it is an interactive space where users will be able to visualize data, trends, best practices, and policies in an immersive environment and make a holistic assessment of any problem statement. And this is what voice enabled AI. This is voice enabled AI driven room, and it will connect to multiple stakeholders through video conferencing. And various government organizations that have collaborated in this initiative are IGOT. What is this IGOT? It is Integrated Government Online Training, Karma Yogi platform for skill training. Okay, so we spoke about Niti for states, and these are all the basics about Niti for states. And we also spoke about Viksit Bharat Strategy Room, which is also a voice enabled AI driven room, and many organizations are part of it, and one such thing is IGOT, Integrated Government Online Training Karma Yogi platform for skill training. All right. Which of the following statements is incorrect? Okay. Niti for States is a cross-sectoral knowledge platform designed to become a digital public infrastructure for policy and good governance. This is correct. Niti Aayog, National Institution for Transforming India, serves as the apex public policy think tank of the government. This is also correct. Niti Aayog was established in 2015 by the India government to replace the Planning Commission, which followed a top-down model? Yes. Niti for States platform will equip private sector officials with actionable knowledge and insights, thereby enhancing the quality of the decision making. No, it is not private sector officials, it is the district collectors and the block level functionaries, right? So this is wrong. D is the answer because they're asking you incorrect statement. Now, consider the following state organization or bodies in India. The National Commission for Backward Classes, okay, all these are given. What are they asking? How many of the above are constitutional bodies? Yes, NCBC has become a constitutional body from a statutory body, okay, via 102nd Constitutional Amendment Act, and what is the article? 338B. So definitely one is there. The National Human Rights Commission, it is a statutory body and it was constituted in the year 1993 under the Protection of Human Rights Act. So it is not a constitutional body, it is a statutory body. So this is gone. The National Law Commission. The National Law Commission is neither a constitutional body nor a statutory body. It is usually constituted by the notification of Government of India, Ministry of Law, Justice. Okay, and its purpose is to carry out research in the field of law, and the commission makes recommendations to the government. So this is neither constitutional nor statutory. Next, the National Consumer Dispute Redressal Commission. See, this is a statutory body established under the Consumer Protection Act of 1986. All right. So this is also not a constitutional body. So these three are rolled out. Only one is a constitutional body. It's option A. This is it for today. All the best.